What is a chord progression and how to find the chord progression of a song? Or you can also see how to create the chord progression of a song, because music is a creative process. When we say find, it means that there is a particular chord progression to the song and you're trying to find the right chord progression. To every song you sing or you've heard, it can have as many as 10 different chord progressions that will sound magnificent. 10 is even being moderate. A lot of musicians can play a lot more than that for one song, different chord progressions. Now, if you don't know what a chord progression is, a chord progression is a sequence of chords that you go over to make a song sound nice. For example, I like to use Mary Had a Little Lamb. The chord progression, the simplest chord progression I know for Mary Had a Little Lamb is Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Something simpler than that is also like this. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. So if you're a beginner, as you can see, I went through different chords and the song still sounded nice. It means that there are different ways to play any song. So for the one I just played, all I did was press the Do chord, Mary had a little lamb, then went to the Saw, little lamb, then came back to Do, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. So I used just 2 chords, and that's why it's the simplest way to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. The next level of playing Mary Had a Little Lamb is to add the La to it, and I'll tell you why it works. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. I'll explain why that works, but for now, let us try another way of playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. Let me show you, and I'll explain everything to you. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Now that's one other way of playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, and trust me, there are a lot of other ways you can play it. I will explain how I got to think of those chord progression I just used. But first of all, the first thing you want to do when finding a chord progression is to play the melody of the song. So the melody of Mary Had a Little Lamb is this. So playing the melody of a song means playing the song like you're singing the song with your hand, right? If you can get that, 50% of the job is done. Now the other part of the job is knowing the chords, restricting yourself to a particular number of chords. Now I'll explain what that means. For a beginner, you have to restrict yourself to just 4 chords on the piano, which is the Do chord, the Fa chord, the Saw chord, and the La chord. 99% of the songs you know in this world can be played with those 4 chords. Do, So, La, Fa. That could be the variation you choose to use. That could be the part you choose to take with the 4 chords. It could be Do, Fa, La, So. It could be. Sometimes it goes this way. Right? Sometimes it starts from Fa. Sometimes it goes like there's this song I really love singing. Oh, victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. Shout out to Rosemont for teaching me that song, and I really love that song. And there's this other song, My God is awesome. He can move mountains, keep me in the valley, hide me from the rain. You're casting crowns, lifting hands, bowing hearts, all we've come to do. See, most songs follow those 4 chord progressions, right? I could go on and on and on. There's this other song I like. Say something, I'm giving. Sorry. It starts with La. Say something, I'm giving up on you. And I'll be the one if you want me to. So those same 4 chords. You need to understand the power of those 4 chords before I go on to tell you how to form a chord progression. The first level of forming chords as a beginner is to know that you can use those 4 chords and don't even think outside it for now. Later on I'll make a video on how you can think outside those chord progressions, but for now don't think outside it. Now, how do you know which chord to play with what part of the song? So I play Mary Had a Little Lamb. How do I know to play the Do chord for Mary Had a Little Lamb? Now let's play the melody of the song. May. The first note of May is Mi. Do, Re, Mi, Mary. So the first is Mi. And what chord has Mi inside it amongst those 4 chords? So this is the Fa chord. It has Fa, La, Do. There's no Mi inside it. The second chord is a Sol, Sol, La, Ti, Re, Sol, Ti, Re. There's no Mi inside it. La, Ti, Do, Mi. So there's Mi inside the La chord. It means you can use La. But then when you go to Do, Do, Mi, Sol, there's also Mi inside the Do chord. And that is why when I played, if you go back and watch the video when I started, the first song I played, I did it, Mary Had a Little Lamb. I started with Do. The reason I could start with Do is because that Mi is inside Do. I can start with it. And there was another chord progression I did where I started with La. Mary had a little lamb, right? I could start with La because Mi is also in La. So depending on what you feel and what you want to produce, you can choose either of them to start that Mary Had a Little Lamb. You understand? But as a beginner, I would suggest you start with Do. Mary had a Lee, Mary had a Lee. So what melody line is Lee? So Mary had a Lee. So it's also Mi. That's why you can also stay in Do. So Mary had a little lamb. It makes sense. But since La also has Mi in it, La, Do, Mi, you can also transfer the second chord to La so that they share it. So instead of doing Mary had a little lamb, which is fine, you can go to Mary had a little lamb. The movement between those 2 chords produce a very sweet transition that makes the song sweeter, right? Little lamb. How do I know to press So? It's because little lamb is Re, and in the chord of So, Re is inside it. Re is not inside Fa, it is not inside La, and it is not inside Do. So most time when there's a Re in a song, you always go to So chord. So now we've gotten Mary had a little lamb, little lamb. Now, little lamb, Mi, So, So. Now what chord has little lamb, Mi, So, So? If we press La, it is still okay, but since Do has Mi and So inside it, it is a better chord to choose. Mi, So, So, little. You understand? So Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little again. Mary had a little lamb, its fleas. Fleas is what? Re. So you can use saw. I told you whenever you see re, you can use saw. Whenever you see T, you can use saw because the saw chord has T and re in it. Its fleece was white as snow. How do we know that snow will come back here? Apart from the fact that most songs end on do. Snow, snow, snow. Snow is a do note, right? So you can snow. If you choose to end on la because the do is also in the la chord, la doesn't have a sound of a song ending. La has a sound that the song is about to continue. Is going to continue. So its fleece was white as snow. Like you're going to continue. But if you end it as no, the do chord gives it an ending. So basically, we've learned how to use the melody to find the chord progression. Restrict your choice of chords to fa, sol, la, and do. Find out if the melody note is in the chord you want to use. Remember that re melody notes always go with sol. Also, T melody note also goes with the sol chord. Mi melody note also goes with do. It also goes with la, because both of them has the mi inside it. This is the do chord, mi is there. This is the la chord, mi is there. The fa melody note goes with do. It goes with what? La. So remember that whenever you play the piano. Now, I don't want this video to be too long. It's about I think 13 minutes now. So I'm going to stop here. If you want me to explain more about how to find chord progressions and how to for a more advanced level, please make your comments in the description below and I will do just that. Thanks for your time. Please share this video if you gained from it, and like on YouTube, and follow my page on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for your time.